Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors and Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got a big show lined up, and we'll get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500. Run by and check them out. Great schedule of programs there. And any kind of future needs, go by and just talk to them. They'll be glad to help you. You know, a lot of folks there, they're good folks, and they're willing to help. Okay, today, folks, it's getting into the 70s. I'm talking about 71 degrees and a low of only 62. So a little wind of temperature, you only have about 8 or 9 degrees there. So it's going to be a nice day today. Good day to get outdoors. Now, water temperature remains around 65 degrees. It stays like this much longer now. We're going to go up another degree or two. Our river readings, take a look at Apalachicola. It is now 13.3, and it's still dropping. You know, got up around 21. You're looking back on it, got up 21 foot, got a good strong drop. Now by Friday and Saturday, it's going to be dropping on down, and that's good news right there on the Apalachicola. The Choctawhatchee, we're looking at right at a 10 foot. It's dropped down, but it's about to level off. Look at what's going to happen tomorrow, late this afternoon. It's at a 10.9. It's going to stay around 10 for the weekend. It's not really going to continue dropping, so it's going to level off today and be in a good shape today. So it is, you know, I'm surprised that Apalachicola keeps going down and Choctawhatchee is staying level, but that's the way it's going to look for the weekend. Now let's look at our tide chart for today. We're looking at today's February 21st, and we got a good strong tide. We got a low tide this morning at 4:18 and a high tide at 6:16. Good strong, about a 1.8 foot range, and tomorrow's tide looks good, and so does the weekend tide is going to be looking really good. So the weather's going to be in good shape, tide's moving good, river's dropping, so all kind of good things going on in the outdoors. I want to take this a moment here to give a tribute to the late Mr. Bobby Ecker. Mr. Ecker passed away Monday morning, and his funeral services are today. Robert Ecker he was a dear friend of mine, but he's a friend of many, many people. And when I got to know Mr. Bobby when I was doing this book and went to visit with him, he just had such a wealth of information. This is we got to fish something together. This is one of my most memorable fishing trips with him. He outfished me every time we went, folks. Look at that speckled trout there. And to see that smile on his face. He was 90 years old, and he was such a warm and genuine individual. But the Ecker family, I talk about the Ecker family. They came down in 1887. The pioneer family here in the Panhandle. They came down to St. Andrew, settled there, built a hotel down there. His granddad was a carpenter, then his dad was a fisherman, and they had such a legacy throughout our heritage. And I was so. And he was born in 1923, Mr. Bobby was. So you can imagine the recollection. He had such a good memory. So he told me all about the 20s and the 30s when I was doing the book. And I just sat there in awe. And my condolences to his family and Miss May. But the stories he told, I mean, I still have them on tape and all. And he gave me some memorabilia of those old days, and I was just fascinated with them. And I would go back, you know, not just when I interviewed him, but I would go visit with him 2 or 3 times a year, sometimes 3 and 4. And when we'd get together, I'd talk to him on the phone. He watches the show. He and his buddies in Parker Sunday School class over there, First Baptist Church over there, they really were very supportive of the show. And I just, I love Mr. Bobby. We're certainly going to miss him. He was a rare gentleman to live 90 years and through this history of the Florida Panhandle and give us that much insight. So if you get a chance to go back to my book. I think it's on page 86 of the Ecker family, and I did like 8 pages on the Ecker family, he and his granddad and dad and all, just a good story. So get a chance to go read it in tribute to Mr. Bobby. Okay, we're going to take our first break and come back with our special guest today. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our Students of the Month. The first one's of 2013, Miss Rachel Granger. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Chance Jones.
Good morning, Coach.
Good to have them. These 2 kids, you know, when I pick them out, the hardest problem I have is picking them out. I have so many kids to pick from that are just really quality kids that love the outdoors. But these 2 coming in this month, they have a great background in it. So let's start talking and tell us about yourself a little bit.
My name's Rachel Granger. I was born and raised here. My mom and dad are Roger and Carrie Granger. I love the outdoors. We always camp. We go out to our farm as much as possible. Just love it.
Yeah, you know, we do our Monday morning stories and tell about the weekends and all. She's always had a great weekend in outdoors. I always get a kick out of her outdoors and all. And we're going to do a disclaimer here now. Your parents, I taught your parents back in the day, way back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Fine folks and a good family there. So, Chance, tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born here, moved to Alabama for a couple years, ended up moving back. Parents are Tracy Jones and Paul Jones. And basically been outdoors my whole life, love fishing. My dad always took me, and that's how I got to love it.
Yeah, we're in a fly fishing unit now, and in every class I always have 3 or 4 kids can tie flies, and Chance jumped on the other day and started tying some flies and doing a good job tying them.
Yes, sir.
You like to fly fish, huh?
I used to a little bit, but then my shoulder, I had this surgery, and it's hard to get that motion down.
Yeah, just getting his arm out of a sling. He's been in a sling a while, so
yes, sir.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to.
Now, Rachel, if you list some of your favorite things, now let's see, what are some of your favorite outdoor things?
Well, I love going to Econfina Creek with my family during the summertime. We take our aluminum boat and go out there and just have a good time. We have a farm up on Camp Flowers we go up to and just spend time outdoors, deer watch. They're real used to us, so we can just ride up next to them.
Okay. All right, let's show. Let's look at a couple of Rachel's pictures now. Let's show this first one here. Let's see. Tell us about this one here.
This is my first deep sea fishing trip, and actually, up until about 3 years ago, I was for sure I caught all 3 of those fish on the same hook and bait. I thought those fish bit onto each other's tail. They wanted my bait so bad.
Well, then you found out different, okay?
Yes, sir.
What about this one? Okay.
That's the same trip. It's me and my brother. That was our catch of the day.
All right, now I know you hunt a lot, and let's say we're gonna show this one. You hunt a lot too, and you enjoy hunting.
I do. I mainly like watching them. I'd rather watch them than hunt. But
Okay.
this is me and my hunting buggy. We actually have a short bus, and I was waiting for the deer. My mom took that picture. Her and my dad were sitting with me.
Okay, and this is a little bus here over there. I thought this is funny. Now this is. Just drive you got a little bus up there?
My dad bought this actually as our first camper when I was in elementary school. It had all the seats taken out of it. It had a bunk bed in the back, a couple seats in there, a closet. And so ever since, it's actually been my brother's clubhouse.
Okay. All right, Chance, let's look a couple years real quick, okay? Now, I love what I'm telling you. You can see where they start fishing. It's always at a young age, and that's what I always encourage y'all to do with your kids and grandkids, get them going early. Chance, tell us about this one.
Well, this was actually taken in Alabama when I lived up there. My dad, he always liked to go to this catfish pond and fish, and I love going to that pond. I always caught catfish.
That's about the same picture right there. I think that's a big old catfish. That's big as you are.
Yes, sir. I always caught them that big too.
Now you've gone from a catfish to a flounder right here.
Yeah, that was back in Florida. That picture right there.
That's a nice flounder.
Yes, sir. My dad actually caught that one.
But he let you hold it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we're going to come back, and we got all kinds of stuff to talk about with these young people. So let's go ahead and take our next break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with our students of the month, Rachel and Chance, and we're glad to have them this morning. It was hard to get up.
It was.
And you said you set the alarm, 4 different alarms?
4 or 5, if you count the one by my bedside.
You didn't want to miss it. And Chance, you jumped out of bed real quick, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, listen, a couple announcements now before we get back with the students. Divers Den, now they're doing a special for for everyone in Panhandle Outdoors, the viewers. They're going to give away a $150 gift certificate, and you can run by today, okay, and yesterday or today. They're going to give it away Friday, and just all you got to do is register, and it's going to be $150 worth of stuff at either store at Tyndall or over there on Thomas Drive. So Diver Den, run by and register with those folks, and good chance to win that. Also, the Lions Club Sportsman Banquet out of St. Joe at Centennial Building. That will be tonight around 5:30. And that's a big fundraiser down for the Gulf County sportsmen and all. That's on the eastern end of viewing area. On the western end, Saturday now, the Biofeeder Center will be having a nice. They're going to have this weekend is going to be C2C, a marine touch tanks for the kids at 10 o'clock and at 3 o'clock. So that's something going on both ends of our viewing area. Okay, now What are some, okay, now we talked about when you were kids, y'all both were exposed to the outdoors and then sort of grew up around the outdoors, and that's always good because it gives you a good positive influence. Now, you get here in high school, and y'all are seniors now at Mosley. What are some of your things y'all enjoy doing now?
I love hanging out with my family, honestly.
Okay.
I love being with them.
Yeah.
And I love being with my boyfriend. We all kind of hang out together.
That's good. That's good. All right.
Some of my favorite things, I guess, I love going during the summer. Me and my family will go out to the springs, and we'll actually just walk or float down Econfina Creek.
Yeah.
And that's probably some of my favorite things to do because we'll be floating down, and as we're floating down, all kind of bass fish a little at the same time.
just to be
Yeah.
fishing, right?
Yeah, and I catch a couple, but it's just fun being with the family.
Yeah, that's great. And that's kind of it's reflected in attitudes they have in class and all. A lot of times we're talking about different things and all. And I can see that come out in them and all. I certainly appreciate them having that attitude and all. So, you know, some of your peers and all, you want to go out and do other things, and y'all hang around the family. That's good. Now, if you were going to do something outdoors this weekend, what would be some of your first choices?
Well, I know for a fact we're actually going to go up to the farm, and we're going to hang out as a family.
Okay.
Depending on the weather, might have a bonfire.
All right, all right. What about you? You were doing some. Now you just got back from sheephead fishing. You were doing some sheephead fishing.
Yes, sir.
I know we talked a lot about sheephead fishing. So
Yes, sir. Probably some sheephead and some trout fishing and things. I just got a sling, trying to get some fishing in because I haven't fished in about 2 months.
yeah, you've been able to talk about it a lot but you haven't been able to do it. I know, but I've seen a lot of good pictures and all. Speaking of pictures, let's get back to this one here. Tell us about this picture, Rachel. Where are you now?
I am in Coach Chester's outdoor ed class. We were learning to cast, and I caught that fish.
Well, that was a nice catch right there.
I have excellent accuracy.
Well, how do y'all like the classes and all? How do y'all like outdoor ed?
I love it. It's a break from my regular classes indoors.
All right, let's look at some more pictures. All right, Chance, this is some of yours right here. Tell us about, that's a nice redfish there.
That was a redfish I caught off by Deepwater Point during the springtime. We actually found out when they're running, there's a time when they run in through the pass and then run back out through the pass. And so we actually found out what time of the day they do it, or at night, and we went fishing every day.
And what y'all catch them on?
Just they would bite anything when they were running. You could throw anything out there.
For those who are not familiar, Deepwater Point is right there, St. Andrews State Park. It's a point on the bay side as Grand Lagoon comes out into St. Andrew Bay, and that is always a hot spot. According, it could be Spanish mackerel, it could be redfish and all, but that's just if you look at it real close, that's just an excellent place to go fishing and all. Let's see. Let's put some. Tell us about this one right here.
This one actually was me and my brother swimming in Econfina.
Now, how old is your brother?
My brother is 16 years old.
16. Is he a sophomore?
He's a sophomore. Chase Granger.
Okay. And y'all doing some stuff there? Let's see. And we're going to show. Now, I didn't realize you're such a good shooter either. You like to shoot?
I like to shoot. I do, yes, sir.
What's your favorite gun to shoot?
The one my dad hands me.
That's a good answer. Okay. Check this out. What are you doing? You got a great technique there.
We were sighting those guns in, getting ready for hunting season.
All right. Good one there. And now, let's see. We got your whole family. Let's look at this whole family here. All right.
That, we actually go camping all the time, and that was this past November. We're huge Georgia fans, so we were actually in Auburn.
Now Jeff Peck, Jeff back there is just smiling from ear to ear because he's a big Georgia fan. So we got Georgia and Auburn here. All right. All right, check this one out. Now tell us about this one, Chance.
That was at that little catfish pond. That was me just fishing, through it. My dad, I think he probably sometimes had to cast out for me because that one was a reel I didn't know how to use yet. But I always had a blast just being outside with my dad.
Well, I liked it because you have two. You can choose from either one. Always,
yes,
and you start at an early age because man got to have more than one rod and reel. You got to have several to choose from and all. We're going to take a break in a minute. We'll come back and talk about y'all's future plans, what y'all want to do in the future, and some of the aspirations you have. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's take our final break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back in the final segment of Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Was it hard to get up again now?
It was, yes, sir.
I asked you that a while ago, but try doing it every morning.
I don't know if I could, Coach Chester.
Let's look at our fish and game forecast. Okay, today this brought to us by Edgewater Beach Realty, Mark Coward. His phone number is 832-6000. Edgewater Beach Realty with Mark Coward now sponsoring this spot here. And our fishing times for today and hunting times this morning will be 8:35 to 10:35, and tonight basically from 9 to 11 tonight. But this morning 8:35 to 10:35, weather should be really nice, and a great time to get outdoors if you're not working or having to go to school like we're going to have to do. Okay. Also, I want to mention tomorrow now I have Brad Stevens and Sun Chambers be on. Also, the famous Friday fishing forecast. We'll talk about what's been going on this week and our best chance of catching fish for the weekend, and also give away a Tarpon Rock Seafood, a $25 gift certificate, and also a big old red snapper. So be sure to tune in. And if you haven't entered, all you got to do is email me, and we'll put your name in the pot, and we'll give drawings and giveaways all year round. Okay? Now, what's our future plans? Rachel, we'll start with you. What's your future plans? What do you want to get into?
My dad actually owns a couple businesses, construction, C Miles Construction, trash roll-off. He actually owns a trucking company, but I'd really like to work with him.
He needs some help, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
I know what he wants to go fishing more, or go hunting. He wants to go hunting more.
He wants to just camp.
He wants to. So he's going to train you. Are you going off to college or?
I'm going to Gulf Coast.
Okay.
I'm going to stay close so I can hang out with my dad and learn from him.
That's very good. All right, Chance, what about you?
Well, I plan to go to college, probably 2 years at a minor university like Gulf Coast, and then 2 years at a major like FSU or something like that.
Yeah.
Major in computer science through ROTC program, and then probably go into the military.
All right. What when y'all settle down, obviously you want to stay around this area because
Yes,
if
sir.
you're going to be with your dad's business. What about you, Chance? Where do you want to end up?
I want to end up here.
Here? Why is that?
I mean, it's people want to get out of here. I don't know why. It's every day. It's just paradise. It's beautiful.
They've learned this at a young age. Now, I appreciate this outlook they have because, like I say, most of them want to, I can't wait to get out of here. But 5 years later, I see them at the mall or at Walmart or somewhere. What are you doing back in town? Oh, well, I want to come back home. So it is a great place to talk about it being paradise and outdoors. And then you got family here. That's just an added, that's what it's all about. What are some of your favorite classes at school? What is something y'all enjoy doing? Chance?
Well, I love your class, of course. Learn a lot of outdoor stuff, and then there is marine biology. I really like that class.
Good. And who's your teacher there?
Mr. Barron.
Okay.
So, and he's got his captain's license, and he's a big fisherman. So
yeah,
he knows a lot about fishing just in general. So.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and what are some of your classes that you enjoy?
Of course, I love outdoor eds, #1 class in America.
That's true.
I also have a photography class that I enjoy. I like taking photography outdoors.
We've talked about, that's part of the outdoors is taking great pictures of the outdoors and sharing them and all. And I've seen some of your pictures and all. Let's look at some more. We got a picture up there yet? Okay, let's look at now. Now tell us about, we're going to try to alternate some more of these pictures, and y'all do a good job about bringing these pictures. Tell us about this one here.
This one was actually, I was quail hunting with my dad. My mom took that picture, a little candid shot.
So your dad, that's a really nice, that's like this pose, but your mom's a good photographer, isn't she?
That's where I actually get all my skills
wow.
from. My mom does real good pictures.
She has a lot of patience and
yes, sir.
That's what it takes. Okay. Okay, what about it?
I believe that's the same hunt, and that's my dad. I think that's our 2 hunting dogs, Nickel and Penny. They're Brittany Spaniels.
Brittany Spaniels.
And I think they were actually, I don't know if they were going to find one or not, but probably.
Well, years ago I had a Brittany Spaniel, and I just loved that dog, and they were so smart, and they were good dogs. Y'all have, how many y'all have?
We have 2 Brittany Spaniels, and then I have 2 dogs, so we have 4 altogether.
Good deal, good deal. Quail hunt's fun. All right, Chance, tell us about this one here, buddy.
Well, when we went to Louisiana, I had actually fished so much under the hot sun with so little sleep that I was so tired I laid down on the concrete, actually passed out. And I hadn't gotten a picture of what I'd caught that afternoon, the 6th time we went fishing that day. And so he decided to get a picture of me while I was asleep.
Well, that's funny now. That's a classic. You fish until you just worn out and just fall asleep where you are.
Yeah.
That's good. That means you fish hard.
Yes,
you
sir.
fish hard. And kids will do that too. All right, I've got a couple more here. Tell us about, let's see, this is a Louisiana redfish, isn't it?
Yes, sir. That was.
It doesn't have to be as big. The slot's different. Tell us about.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the size limit is now, but when I went, I think the size limit was, shoot, I can't even remember the size limit. It was so long ago, but that one was a marsh redfish. We caught him in the marsh in about 2 feet of water with the golden spoons. We're fishing out there. So.
Well, that is some really good pictures and all. I know. I think it was like 12 inches back then in Louisiana. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's not. It's a lot more liberal than we have here. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to wrap it up. Got a couple more minutes, but in closing, all what again, what are the highlights of your outdoor activities? Your favorite things? What again?
I love being in the outdoors with my family. That's my favorite thing, just spending time with them out there and being able to enjoy it together.
All right. Chance?
Just being able to be outside is really a cool thing, especially here in Florida. It's always, especially when it's nice and sunny, or like sunsets and stuff, fishing when you see the sun setting.
And that's what we're talking about on the show, just so many different things and just a deep appreciation. And at a young age, they already have this deep appreciation for the outdoors, and it's reflected. I can see it in class when we talk about outdoors, different things. That's why I chose them as our students of the month and all. And you want to give a shout out to anybody before we close out?
I'll give a shout out to my mom and dad, my brother Chase, my boyfriend Ben, who actually texted me this morning and told me, to have a good show.
We got to get Ben on the show next time. We'll have to get him on there because he's a good outdoorsman.
He is.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, my dad and my mom and stepmom.
Okay.
And my really good friend, his name's Cody Fickwit.
Okay.
You know him.
Very good.
Yeah,
And we want to give a shout out to all our viewers. We appreciate you watching the show. We appreciate you being part of the Panhandle Outdoors team. And you be sure and do something good for somebody today. Thank you all for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.